Hello and welcome, my Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your Path of True Love read, your timeless Path of True Love read. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle production since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Link in the description box, available on Kindle, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hello, my aqua lungs, my aquariums. Feeling the flow today. Been a busy day here at Drawing the Circle Productions home office. Starting a Patreon dealio, setting all of that up, where I'm going to start doing extended readings again, but the extendeds will be on Patreon and Vimeo.com. So that being said, let's get up in this gig. There's a video in the description box, a preface to the Timeless True Love reads, if you want to really get what this is about. But suffice to say, in the simplest way I can, the path of true love is your healing journey, your hero's journey, your spiritual path, whatever you want to call it, through the lenses of your different relationships in your life. Sometimes these readings are overtly romantic, sexual. Sometimes they're really, you can't tell, and sometimes they're just plain old not. But that's why it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and check your other signs, because you know your Venus sign might get something different than your Sun sign, a different form of relationship, but it's all about you becoming the true love that you are at core, all the way to the extremity in a process learning curve. So we're going to do a classic Celtic Cross. The first two cards will represent the two people involved here, you and somebody crossing your path. It is a general read, so you're going to have to figure out which one you are. So even if you're not the cover card, you might be the cross. And I will try and get you as much detail and clarity that I can to help you figure this out as we go. Ready? Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. I will do the same to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I was apparently born to give in this life. Please take a nice deep breath. And here we go. All right, we're going to start with the Caroline Mace archetype deck here as I call upon the collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the path of true love, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, as well as the spirit animals and totems. For the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, or perhaps their cross-watcher, what is the 8th chakra dynamic for these two souls in contract in some way, shape, or form in this timeless true love read? Give me one for partner number one. We're going to call that the cover, because that's the position, and who is crossing them on the path of true love. Now this is in, this is in the title. So you've got an alchemist and a mother. Now these are archetypal. The mother is not about gender, but we'll get there. It's more about energetic dynamic. The alchemist actually splits two families. There are 9 different families. The alchemist is both in the divine family and the wisdom family, and when I read that you'll get why. But the mother is certainly a feminine family archetype. But I have the mother archetype, big shock, a gay male, but that does not mean I'm a literal mother. Archetypes are tricky because if you take them straight on literal, you sometimes miss them, right? You got to kind of look at it like that. But how you know you have an archetype is by how it feels. Whether you are so excited or really repulsed by it, you have it for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Let's talk the alchemist. The shadow attribute. Misuse of the power and knowledge that comes through spiritual practice. There's the divine family archetype, right? And I mean, I've been known to do that because that's the lead, right? Alchemy is usually about turning base metal, usually lead, into gold, but lead on the periodic table has 3 more atoms than gold. So something has to be transformed. The light attribute, transformation, there we go, of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. So that's why it's also a wisdom family archetype. Now, just really quick, a base motive can be survival, right? Gotta pay my bills, gotta pay my bills. But there is a way here, just using that as an example, of how to turn that into golden wisdom. Very powerful, transformative for sure. And now let's talk the Mother Archetype. The shadow of this is a nightmare. Smothering or abandoning children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent, getting a little mommy dearest Faye Dunaway vibe on that. I think you get me. The light attribute, nurturance, patience, unconditional love, and joy to giving birth to life, but that need not be a literal child. I am the mother of my company, Drawing the Circle Productions, right? Every video, I conceive it, I gestate it, I labor, and then I let it go out into the world, right? So just keep in mind, it's not always about gender, particularly on my channel. So those are the bones of the reading. We're now going to lay down a 10-card Celtic Cross spread, 2 different decks to do that. The first 10 will be the next 4 chakras down, right? The Carolyn Mace cards are the 8th. So now we're going to look at the crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart, your spiritual power, your mental power, your willpower, and your emotional power. Please take a nice deep breath. And here we go as I call upon the goddesses of air, the sign of Aquarius, element, powers of the East, I guess I should say. 10 cards, one at a time, face up, for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading in this path of true love read involving an alchemist, woo, and a Mother Archetype. Leave the card in my hand. I know you want to give me the right one for my aquariums. That one, that one. 2 major arcana cards. So the Alchemist here has the Dreamer in the Daughters of the Moon, and this is the Fool, right? Instead of jumping off a cliff, she's sitting at the kind of bend in the river there with a horse, interesting, and tracing patterns in the water, just dreaming, knowing that those energies are going to go forth into the vibrational quantum field and manifest something, right? Don't dream it, be it. Rocky. The Mother Archetype here, very interesting. Like I said, this isn't about gender. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. In this deck, Pan, which is a combination of the Emperor and the Hierophant, a very masculine energy. If we just go with it being the Emperor is the amalgamation of all the kings in the court cards of the tarot. So we are looking at a very, very powerful thing here. And I would say that this Mother Archetype, whoever this is, the Aquarian or the Cross Watcher, there is a very strong balance here of your yin and yang, right? Take it out of bodily gender. Yin taking in, yang putting out. Masculine, receptive, masculine, projective, active, whatever. So, really interesting start to this. Major Arcana, first 2 down, is usually saying this is a big deal. Doesn't shock me with the Alchemist on the table, though. All right, my goddesses, what's at the core of this? What they may not be aware of, the subconscious influences affecting both of them. The Virgo card, Maiden of Pentacles, Lada. This would be the Knight of Pentacles in traditional tarot. When it's a heart, throat, third eye, crown thing, it's not an external thing, it's an internal thing. So, you know, 6th house dynamic. Virgo is about health and occupation. You might be very, very hardworking, but just like in, you hear all the time, the Knight of Pentacles, it's the slow and steady wins the race. This is methodical. You get there, but like every T is crossed, every I dotted. But the feeling that I get there all of a sudden is very down here in my belly. I am a Virgo. Virgo rules the intestines, so there could be this mutable earth, this changing thing going on both inside of you. If you think of sand as mutable, changeable earth, right? You can turn it into glass, but then it becomes fixed earth, right? So there's some shifting going on here inside for both of you, and it's how, not just how you're feeling emotionally. Earth, when it's heart, throat, third eye, crown, it's really visceral. There's definitely a feeling here. The 10 cards we're going to put on top of this are going to show us the outside. So my goddesses, where are they coming from here? What's behind them that got them to this crossroads on the path of true love? I like it. Malama, Nine of Pentacles, definitely a card of abundance, independence, maybe even financial independence, but heart, throat, third eye, crown. This is somebody who knows their worth. This is somebody who has been through it. They're not at the 10, but they're chilling in the 9. So I feel like both of you, okay, so now look at these two. With this in the past, you're both stable, right? At least inside, right? Your wisdom that you've gathered, Earth is definitely wisdom. We've got a wisdom family archetype here. But with the Virgo card underneath it, things are changing, right? Maybe slowly but steady, moving towards a 10 of Pentacles. Let's see what comes up. My goddesses, what's crowning this, right? Hovering above this contract's probably going to come down into physical form anyway, but they have free will about this. So please, what's crowning this situation? Heart, third eye, crown. Your third major arcana card, and it's the card of strength. Now here's the thing about strength. It is about courage. It is about the grace of fortitude. To feel what you got to feel, heal, and still move forward in life. This might be facing fears. This might be facing, particularly if you have this solid, stable thing, starting to feel a little bit like a romantic thing here, right? It's like, why would you need strength? Right? Why would you need courage? Courage is really about following your heart, but your truth, not just your emotions. So, I mean, the Dreamer, the Emperor, and the Strength card and a little pyramid here. Interesting. Let's keep going. What is before them on the path of true love? Right around the river bend, if you will. Okay, we've got another court card. This is the Libra card. Skadi, one of the ice giants, I guess giantess, I don't know, do we need to really genderize the word giant, whatever. But the Libra card, 7th house dynamic, cardinal air, that would be the King of Swords. 7th house dynamic is about partnerships. Now that can be marriage in terms of, do you? I do. But it can also be legal partnerships, business partnerships. It's like the scale. It's two things, but I have Venus in Libra. So I know it's like, find the still point. Find that still point and watch things balance out. This could totally be a contemplation of both of you, air element, third eye, really thinking about this, but really trying to do it in a fair, just way. Which might be, and that's why we're going to see, you know, with the next 10 that'll go on top of these, what has come up either between you or in both of your paths that it would be like, no, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this fair, right? We're going to do this honorably, we're going to understand each other, we're going to communicate, and it's going to be a healthier, more balanced thing. All right, we got the cross down. Let's look at the staff. My goddesses, what are the lessons here that the gods, the archangels, and the pantheons would have them learn inside of themselves? Heart, third eye, crown, excellent. The learner, the 8 of Pentacles. I love this card. It is a crone teaching a maiden how to weave a blanket, and one of her blankets that she has been doing since before this maiden was born is hanging up here. So she doesn't have to prove her work. Now, you could play either role in this, either teacher or student, but I am a spiritual teacher. That's why I'm really psyched to do the Patreon thing, by the way. I teach classes there for sure. But to be the learner, and I've learned so much from my students, and really every day is a winding road. We get a little bit closer. So this might very well be about looking, oh right, particularly because we have the 8 of Pentacles here and the 9 in the past. This might be about you really stopping for a second and looking back over how much you have learned to move you forward in this. That would certainly make sense for then having a real conversation about how to do this in a balanced, fair, and honorable way. I'm digging it. From the outside looking in, how is this contract vibing if we were to meet these people on the street? Heart, third eye, crown, what's the vibe there? Okay. Ace of Flames, Ace of Wands, right? we are looking at a spark, but a spark, keyword here, creation. There's a beginning here on the inside, and I feel like it's exciting, but that's why that Virgo is saying, let's go slow with this. Let's take our time with this. I need to adjust to this. Although, the Alchemist with the Fool card might very well be ready for something new. You know, ready to take the leap of faith, where the Mother Archetype with the Emperor on the inner might really want to control this, but if it's a healthy, balanced thing, right? It's like, I've done this before, let's not rush into this. I like you. It's very Aquarians to say I like you before they say I love you. No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. It's how you are. You're the friends of the zodiac. So this says that, like, when the two of you are together, if people were to step out, if you were to step out and look at the vibe, you'd be like, ooh, what's that, right? That's exciting, but it's an ace, right? Let's see, what is their hopes and fears, the destiny hewn from fate by taking the hero's journey on the path of true love, right? What do we hope for and fear for, right? We so hope our highest destiny comes, but we're so afraid of what we're going to have to go through to do it. What's going on there? Heart, throat, third eye, crown. A second ace, the Ace of Pentacles. So look, if this is a come around reading, and I don't like come around readings or comeback readings, but if it is, there's a real new beginning here for both of you, and it's inside of you. I don't think you're the same people that you were if you had met before, and certainly if you haven't met before, you're not the same person you were before you got to this Nine of Pentacles in your past. Knowing your own worth is really what that feels like. So there is a choice here. There's always a choice with an ace, right? I always say the pentacle is like a healthy acorn. Well, you can plant it and grow an oak tree, or you can crack it under your heel or feed it to a squirrel, right? It's your choice. But if you plant it and tend it and get it to grow over its life cycle, it will shed billions of acorns, right? So I'm seeing a lot of earth here, right? Let's put down the last one, and then I'll do the element breakdown, and then we'll lay down the next. Seems like we got an awful lot of earth energy here for an air sign. It could be one of your other signs as well, right? Breathe. My goddesses of Aquarius, Earth. Sorry, such a heavy Earth sign vibe here. My goddesses of Aquarius, powers of the East, element of air. What is the most probable outcome, the timeline of this lifetime for this Alchemist and Mother archetypes on the path of true love? All right. Now we have a water card, the only water card here, and it is the Four of Cups. Now the key word is sorrow, but that's not always the vibe I get from the card. There's an emotional range there, from boredom, right, like meh, that's why traditional, like Four of Cups, so focused on the third, not interested on the fourth that the divine is handing you here, but it can also be that ebb and flow of emotion, not the Five of Cups. That's real upset. This might be an emotional purge, an emotional release. In other words, the Four of Cups can be releasing the emotional baggage in a healthier, more balanced way than as we do through a Five of Cups. But now we are going to do the next deck, but I just want to check here. How many major arcana? 1, 2, 3. All right, just 3. How many earth? 1, 2, 3, 4. So your predominant here is earth. Everything else is yeah, air and fire. No, only one water, but you got all 4, which is good. Mythic Tarot. This will be the lower 3 chakras, the external stuff. Root chakra is about tribes and groups, those relationships. Second chakra is one-on-one relationships. We're certainly looking at here. Solar plexus is your relationship to yourself, your honor code, your self-esteem, right? All that kind of stuff. And this can be present in all of these. Please take a nice deep breath. Because it's not just about the second chakra. As I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Aquarius and the powers of the East. 10 cards, one at a time, straight up. For the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. We've got an Alchemist here in the 8th chakra, dreamer, heart, third eye, crown. What's the lower 3 chakra dynamic? Justice. Okay, now justice is considered a Libra card, but I wouldn't call this a double whammy, even though you've got justice, which has the scales. This is Athena, right, with her owl Bebo, a sword in one hand and the scales in another. So this could very much be this alchemist doing the wise thing and saying, well, let's make sure we're really in balance, not I-N space, not I-M-B-A-L-A-N-C-E, right? This really does feel like an honor code kind of thing for the alchemist here. They're dreaming, but in the outside, they may be a little skeptical. I will say Athena is my goddess of the sign of Aquarius, fixed air, the stratosphere, seeing things from the highest perspective. But not always necessarily so heart-centered, but with that Fool card there. This feels like someone who's like, all right, I'm going to do this, but if this isn't fair and equitable, I'm not doing it. Let's see that Mother Archetype with the Emperor on the inner. What's lower 3 chakra dynamic? I feel you stick it into my hand. There you are. The Queen of Cups, the Scorpio card, Helena Troy, all right? In the Mythic Tarot, there is no question that the vibe on this card I am getting right now, with an Emperor on the inner and a zodiacal queen, again, it's not about bodily gender here, that there are emotions brewing beneath the surface here for this mother, gestating, if you will, but they're not talking about it. And that's why I could see the alchemist saying, I would love to jump off the cliff, but if this is not fair and equitable, not doing it. And with that 4 of Cups in the outcome there might be some disappointment. But remember, this is just a chapter in the book, a scene in the movie of your path. Nora Ephron, right? You watch any Nora Ephron movie, you see things like this play out for the best, usually. When Harry met Sally, it's just one example, you've got mail. All right, now Virgo on the inner, what's on the outer? All right, 6 of Wands. See, now that's very, very helpful because this is a card of victory. This is Jason and the Argonauts having successfully gained the Golden Fleece, but still has to get on the ship and bring it back to complete his hero's journey here. So this says there is forward movement. There is progress. You guys are jumping through hoops, it seems, perhaps in your own individual lives. You may not see it because it is in the subconscious influence here. But with that Virgo on the inner, it's like, I think this is going to be healthy or not at all. But right now, I think you've both hit a victory in your lives, like some plateau that you've reached, but you're not done climbing the mountain. With that 9 of Pentacles in the past, Malama, no, I know my worth. There's a real wise stability there. Yeah, 9 of Swords here. 9 of Swords is certainly the overthinking card. And come on, Aquariums. Come on. Y'all can overthink, fixed air. You can fixate on something, not like the Ace of Swords, but the 9 of Swords. So, pardon the cough. I know now that when I cough during a reading, there's probably very little communication going on between the two of you. If you know each other, if you haven't met yet, then know that a lot of thought and contemplation has gone into it. But I know one thing for sure, because I'm a Virgo and we are prone to overthinking, overanalysis, that when you're overthinking, it's like an alarm saying your heart's not open. And there's only, well, now there are 2 water cards on the table, 4 of Cups in the outcome, but Queen of Cups, there's not a lot of expression of how people are really feeling here. And I have to say, that's a little par for the course for the Aquarians. Of course, if you have a water moon, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, that could be tricky. All right, well, now the Strength card makes sense. I don't feel like this is about, picking up a table and throwing it across the room kind of strength. Never does mean that, or rarely does. This is about really being vulnerable, opening your heart, expressing love, right? Follow your heart is the dictate of the path that you love. That's why it's a hero's journey. 7 of Cups. Lots of options, lots of emotional options here. Now the water is trickling in. The thing about the Seven of Cups is it can keep us in a dream state, so to speak, a sort of emotional limbo, because we can have what's called the apathy of options, right? Do you ever like open a streaming service like Netflix and you're just looking through it and you get so overwhelmed, it's like, I don't watch any of them. You become apathetic. The point is to pick one of those that feels good and work on that for today, right? Feel that just for today. And certainly, as I said, with that Strength card on the inner, this is about the options to open your heart. Now, that's what's hovering for both of you. Again, not seeing a crap ton of communication here, but, you know, you're in process. And remember, there's victory underneath all of this, but it is slow and steady. So with that Libra, round the bend, right? That, I would even say a mental, emotional balance there. But really being clear on what you want in a one-on-one partnership regardless of form. But I usually don't see this kind of this vibe in anything other than a romantic sexual. But feel like commenting, please do. What is the nature or the form of this relationship? But with that Libra on the inner, what do they got on the outer? Nine of Cups, right, okay. So we go from a nine of Pentacles on the inner in the past to in the future around the bend, an externalization of that emotional stability. And yes, Nine of Cups is very much the wish fulfillment card lots of times, but it can also be 3 threes, a stable balance of emotion here. This is actually, I love this card. This is Eros and Psyche. Psyche had to go through, literally had to go through the underworld, not really hell, but had to go through hell in order to get her mother-in-law's approval. So this is her being accepted into the fold, and in the Ten of Cups, they're already married in the Three of Cups, but she becomes deified, right? She becomes a goddess, his equal. So this can be a meeting of the hearts here, and I don't feel like it's just a conversation, but I love that with the Libra card on the inner, right? This is going to be fair, and I feel like you guys are going to do this, but the key is really your 5th position there. Strength card on the inner, 7 of Cups on the outer. Yeah, the emotional options here. Okay, the lesson here, bottom of the staff. We've got the learner in the lesson, which is always good. 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands, a little defensiveness, but also the 7 of Wands is about jumping through the necessary hoops to do anything that you want, right? You want to be a YouTuber? Well, you got to get a camera. You have to carve out time to do it. You have to kind of take care of yourself. They're just necessary steps for anything. And of course, we've got a 7 emotional here. We've got a 7 desire, element of fire on this. So your lesson here is to learn, but in the outside world, go through the necessary lessons, the hurdles, because anything worth doing is worth doing well, but victory is assured if you take it slow and steady. It's a pretty clear read. How about that Ace of Flames, that Ace of Wands on the inner here? If we were to see this contract horizontally, how the world sees this, what would this look like? Lower 3 chakras. 3 of Wands. That's my loyalty card. Yeah, waiting for your ships to come in. But 3 of Wands is very, very much about what you are loyal to, right? Which totally has to do with your honor code, considering it is the 3, the 3rd chakra, which is the solar plexus, very element of fire there. This might be about kind of both of you getting to that place of, okay, from the outside looking in, this kind of says, you know, this person, by the way, saying that, yeah, there's this spark inside of me, but I'm really going to be loyal to my path, to myself, to my health, so that this, then I can be loyal to this, right? The thing about the Justice card in particular, I was raised by a lawyer, a divorce lawyer, by the way, my mother's divorce lawyer, and she divorced my father. I was raised in that sort of thing of negotiation and really signing a contract. This is the Two of Wands is that indecision. The Three of Wands is saying, all right, let's sign on the dotted line. That's not the end of the journey, though, right? All right, so there could be commitment here, but this might even be that agreement, that loyalty, that commitment to say, all right, we're going to do this, but we're going to do this as wisely and well as we can, understanding that we're going to make mistakes, because that's fair. That's fair. That's part of this too. But that can be really tricky if you two have danced before and it didn't go well. All right, Ace of Pentacles on the inner for their destiny. What's their outer? Come on, come on, leave it in my hand. I feel you, I feel you. That's the one. Seven of Pentacles, appraisal. All right, so there's 3 sevens on the table here. This is definitely things changing, but we have an evaluation here. So while, again, there is this ace energy on the inner, it's still saying that you are learning, you are growing, and really take the time not to, here I need air quotes, judge what's happening here, but to really evaluate what is the value here, not whether I like it or I like it. There are all sorts of things that we don't like that make us wiser. It's saying a lot, and it's true, right? But with that Seven of Pentacles, it really is, let's just slow this down. Let's look at this. But what are we building here? Is this worthwhile? Definitely feels like you two know each other. Let's think about general readings. That's why if you want a private reading, you book me. Let's look at this Four of Cups. That's really the womp womp on the table. Womp womp. But let's see, like I said, that could just be boredom, right? Let's see. My gods of air, the sign of Aquarius, element of the East, please. One card in clarity. What is the most possible, probable outcome for the timeline of this lifetime for this Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, or their cross watcher, this Alchemist and Mother contract? 4 cups on the 4 cups on the inner, High Priestess on the outer. This feels like a to be continued. This feels like something slow and steady wins the race, that at least at the end of this chapter of it, there's going to be some dissatisfaction. Do I think that that is heartbreak? To me, heartbreak is not the 4 of Cups. It's the 5, the storm in this deck, right? Yes, we have spilled cups, but one is still standing, and in a way another ace presented there. But with the High Priestess on the outer, this is about you tapping into your spirituality, coming into alignment. But I gotta say, like the Queen of Cups, soft of eye and light of touch, speak ye little, listen much, and really tune in. All right, because this ain't for everybody, but this is what I'm getting, is that what you are experiencing on the inside with this 4 of Cups, if you go in, you might find it's stuff from the past. With these aces on the table, I really don't feel like you're the same people you were when you last danced together, quote unquote. But there may be emotional stuff that is brought up even from the past together, or from the past from other things. People might get triggered here. And the thing about the High Priestess, it's not just about being silent. It's about really tuning in and allowing the divine to work through you. It's not minor, it's major arcana. So there's a lot going on here for sure, but we're not done. We are not done. We're going into Oracle land now. And if you watch my channel, you know what I do at the end, but if your first time, I put it all together at the end. Whispers of Love Oracle, the party charger deck, as I like to call it. Alas, the party hath been turned, my love. The voices of the higher selves of all involved. We're going to get 2 of these, 1 for each of you, please. Take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. What is the whisper of love? The piece of information, inspiration, and insight from the higher selves of this alchemist and this mother archetype on the table. Let's start with the alchemist. Fool on the inner, dreamer on the inner. 8th alchemist, the fool, justice. Here, this feels very, very, very Aquarian. What's their whisper of love? Have patience. Love is patient and kind always. It's in your 3rd position. For the mother archetype with the emperor, like this could be the person with the control freaky stuff. But with that queen of cups, the Scorpio might be withholding here some emotional water. But maybe for a very, very good purpose, if not a reason. What's their whisper of love from their higher selves? Receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. Now, what's interesting about that, as I said earlier, the masculine is active, the feminine receptive. We've got a feminine family archetype here. And we've got someone who may feel very, very deeply. Doesn't mean they're a Scorpio, but they might have that 8th house hidden stuff going on there. But it really depends on the quality of this emperor. If they are just over-managing everything so that they never get hurt, like I said, on the positive side of this, it could very much be a lovely masculine-feminine balance, yin and yang balance. But are they willing to receive, right? Are they willing to receive with love and appreciation? Because this alchemist, with that dreamer card on the inner, the fool, and the justice on the outer with have patience, I could see them wanting to jump off the cliff and say, hi, I love you. It doesn't sound like an Aquarian. Or something, right? But if there is going to be communication between the two of them, I hope the mother will really receive it with love and appreciation, right? A way of showing love, a way of showing compassion. And with the aces on the table here inside, it feels like you guys could have a brand new thing, but there's some work that needs to be done. And that's true of every soul contract ever on planet Earth, past, present, and future. This new deck, it's the newest deck I have, the Divine Animals Oracle. These really are amazing in these readings, because who's the spirit animal or totem walking the hero's journey with you, right? Your battle cat to your He-Man, so to speak. It's a weird reference. Please take a nice deep breath. This takes a second. Different pantheon. Okay. Okay, as I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading. Please, who walks with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, who swims with the Aquarian Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, or a cross watcher in this Alchemist Mother contract. Did you just get the Jaguar? Beautiful car. Beautiful, beautiful car. The Jaguar, connected with the Goddess Ixchel, which is the Aquarian card in the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Release. But this could be releasing the past. What number was that? Card number 9. Number 9 opened right to it. Always a good sign. Need the magnifying glass for this nano font. Here we go. Breathe. Release. Release what you no longer need. Take action to move something from the ideas world into the physical world. That is what we're looking at here with that mother archetype, at least. Let go of the old and stale and choose renewal. I think that's what's going on here, that you two have a past together, or your pasts are similar in terms of emotional stuff that went down. That would make you very, very clear, if this isn't fair, I'm not doing it. Wash away the negative aspects of the past, surrender it all, and embrace the new. That's what I said. This deck is amazing. Loving it. I'm loving it. Mick Totems. Just going to read this last bit here on the magic. Call upon the releasing powers of the Jaguar woman, Ixchel. I hope that's how that's said. I'm not positive. IX space CHEL. When you are ready to let go of something, right? So call upon her magic when you're ready to let go of something. Whether it is an excess of something, a bad habit, a disease, or old patterns, Ixchel is a powerful discharging force for those who are getting ready for birth. Mother Archetype on the table, symbolically and or literally possibly. She is a wise guide and will assist you to have an easier birth. So though this is not a death card situation, it's not on the table, there is an energy of needing to release something here. It could be the pain, right? That Four of Cups, it's going to take a while, but it feels like you're both going to have to I think it's going to be much easier for the Alchemist. Right, they're in that different place of the dreamer, the fool. But with this Mother Archetype, like, they might have a lot of responsibilities with that. Emperors usually do. A lot to manage on the inside, and therefore in control of a lot of things, but therefore maybe not so willing to express emotion. So there's some release that has to go on here. I do not feel this is about you two releasing each other from each other's lives and never talking again. I do feel, if you have not met, that this situation is going to bring up stuff that has nothing to do with the two of you, but has to do with about your past. So if you're soulmates, you're going to help each other heal that. And if you're twin flames, you're going to teach each other how to heal yourselves. The new definition of twin flame and soulmate is much healthier. Matt Kahn, link in the description box. Soul contracts, twin flames, and soulmates redefined, as well as I talk about that stuff all the time. I love the new definition. Speaking of Matt Kahn, the Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. The healing mantra to help you, no matter who you are in this, the Alchemist archetype or the Mother archetype. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the Path of True Love, please, one card in clarity, the perfect healing mantra for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, no matter which of one of them is watching this, what would be the perfect healing mantra to help the Alchemist do the alchemy and the Mother to do the mothering here in this Aquarian soulmate contract. Greeting wellness. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. Gee, you think with the Justice card and the Libra card, there is a thing of balance here. A 6 is a balance, but also you got a lot of 7s here. So it's moving past that balance, but there are going to be challenges. Even the most loving, wonderful soulmate contracts still have challenges. Otherwise, there's no growth, right? No pain, no gain is one thing, but it's not much of a hero's journey without villains, demons, and dragons. And if you two become, compatriots, right? Heroes on the path, then any of these 7s might be about dealing with the tribes in your life. Let me read this for you. Sorry, I skipped the page. Greeting wellness. Balance is the key to a life of infinite miracles. When wellness is welcomed, you are taking responsibility for the upkeep and preservation of your body as your sacred vessel of spiritual growth. Okay, so we're looking at the upkeep of the physical for both of you here. In balance, you may come to see how endless wanting only creates more things to want. And I feel like that might be the past for both of you, right? The instant gratification. Instant gratification isn't fast enough. Postcards from the edge. When operating from patterns of instant gratification, you are likely chasing after happiness that is out of reach. As your body remains out of balance, that makes sense. This is resolved by learning to care for the body physically, emotionally, energetically, and nutritionally. As your life comes into a greater balance, you will likely sense true happiness, not as the end result of specific outcomes, but as the energy created by taking the time to truly take care of yourself. This mantra is ideal for cultivating self-love, essential on the path of true love, don't bother otherwise. Improving self-worth, essential on the path of true love. But it feels like you already got that, as I said here, knowing your worth. And letting go of compulsive tendencies like release. I love my work. Let me put this together for you. Please take a nice deep breath. My crystal blessing stone's across the room and I'm not going to get it right now. Here we go. As I call upon the beloved pantheons of the divine for the Aquarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, may they please, both of them, be blessed on the path of true love, that the alchemist is able to transform base motives and goals into golden wisdom, particularly what they've already been through, and that the mother can turn to nurturance, patience, have patience here, but for the other side here, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to new life, which can really be a new beginning here. As the alchemist has patience, getting that love is patient and kind always. I don't have to jump off this cliff today, but I can do what I'm feel what I'm feeling and do what I'm doing, while the mother is able to be that divine feminine energy of receiving with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from this one is a way of showing their love, and that might be all they're capable of right now, either due to external commitments or just they're not ready yet. So that they can release what needs to be released with this jaguar magic around them, bringing their lives into balance, greeting wellness, because balance is the key to their lives of infinite miracles. And miracles, if anything, are occurrences that defy natural law, the things you never thought would happen, because sometimes it's going to take a miracle. Yeah, it's going to take a miracle to make them love someone new, whether they know each other or not from the past. So please, may they be blessed with all that they need, that they can heal, grow, learn, become the best that they can be on the path of true love, and bring more true love to the planet in a time when the world truly needs it, truly for the well-being of all. So motivate, and so it is. Please comment if you feel like this is a family relationship, because I can see that too. But the vibe I'm getting here is particularly romantic, but it would have really said so there. So you want a private read? You know how to do it. Booking a reading with Mal, video on YouTube, the description box. You want to read my book? That's down there too. But most importantly, please bring this into balance for yourself. You can't force someone else into balance. But as an Aquarian, or maybe the Cross Watcher, really take the wisdom that's on the table here. There are some challenges for sure, but it feels like there is victory here, again, if it's slow and steady wins the race. So thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all the very best and the very blessed on the path of true love whenever you catch this, my beloved aqua lungs. Hail. Farewell, and blessed be.